This is Volt News Network with your top stories tonight, part 2. These stories are more intense than the last. Armenia says over 100,000 refugees have fled from the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region in the wake of Azerbaijan's seizure of territory last week. This amounts to around 80% of the enclave's estimated population of 120,000 evacuating to Armenia. Azerbaijan wants to reintegrate and govern Nagorno-Karabakh, but Armenia has dismissed such claims as propaganda, asserting Azerbaijan is carrying out an ethnic cleansing. The last busload of refugees, mostly those with illnesses or disabilities, entered Armenia on Monday, completing the exodus as Azerbaijan establishes control over the entire region. The UN has sent a mission to assess the dire humanitarian situation amid the mass displacement of ethnic Armenians from the de facto Armenian-run Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. Tensions remain high in northern Kosovo after a deadly attack at an Orthodox monastery last month, while the Serbian Army Chief of Staff said some troops had been withdrawn from the border with Kosovo, reducing numbers from over 8,000 to around 4,500. The US said it had not verified the withdrawal. NATO demanded renewed dialogue between Serbia and Kosovo to de-escalate tensions, and ordered more troops to Kosovo while the UK also deployed additional forces. Kosovo accused Serbia of planning to annex the north after the attack, and presented drone footage it said showed Serbian paramilitary training at army bases days before. Serbia denied the accusations as lies, as Germany also monitored tensions closely and did not rule out increasing its KFOR contribution if needed. Donald Trump's civil fraud trial began in New York on Monday. Trump, his company, and 2 of his adult children are accused by New York Attorney General Letitia James of intentionally misleading banks and insurers for over a decade by inflating asset values. During opening statements, James's lawyer said Trump benefited by over $1 billion from the alleged fraud. Trump's lawyer countered there was no fraud or victims. The trial is expected to continue for weeks and feature testimony from Trump and his family members. It comes after a judge last week ruled Trump committed fraud, decisions that could lead to large financial penalties against Trump and diminished control over his business properties if found liable in the civil trial. Republican Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida threatened to file a motion to vacate to remove House Speaker Kevin McCarthy from his leadership position after McCarthy worked with Democrats to pass a short-term spending bill last week to avoid a government shutdown. However, while the motion has successfully pressured prior speakers to resign in order to avoid the vote, no speaker has actually been removed from office via a successful motion to vacate vote on the House floor. They have always resigned beforehand. It's unclear if Gaetz has the votes, as the minority far-right faction would need Democratic support to succeed over McCarthy's majority Republican backing. If passed, it would leave the House without a speaker until members vote in a new one. This has been your second edition of your top stories tonight. Expect a return to normal coverage tomorrow, with Pepper Pierce returning bright and early for your AM Pepper Upper. For now, this has been Dante Steele from Volt News Network. Good night.